relatively successful battles. I do believe we have gotten
Is there money to be made?
all of the goods around us. Let's head in. See what more this story has to offer. We can only go forward. Let's head up. Oh dear. That's a death trap, isn't it? Alright. No! Well, that is a bit of fire. I can't see a thing. Well, hello. The roar of flames rings in your ears, and the choking smoke makes you cough and gasp for air. You instinctively recoil from the scorching heat, wiping your face. A moment later, a hazy silhouette forms in the raging wall of fire. You are surrounded by ear-splitting noise and screaming, yet you distinctly hear the sound of footsteps, and then you see the figure walk out of the fire toward you. It is Theodora von Valancius. Her expression is calm, terrifyingly so for someone whose body is engulfed in an inferno. One of her hands is resting on the hilt of her power sword. The other is raised in an inviting gesture. Are you lost, my heir? Argenta goes as still as a statue, slowly raises her weapon. An aberration, a sorcerous apparition, trickery of the warp. Sister, you will lower your weapon. Despite his commanding tone, Abelard does not sound too confident. He is staring at the rogue trader, and you notice a muscle in his cheek twitching. Threatening the Lord Captain is outrageous. How did you get here? I am a rogue trader, Castus Mugero. I am wherever my will demands me to be, which prefer to be elsewhere at this time. Indubitably. But, are you ready? Theodora watches you without blinking. Her snake-like gaze almost makes you forget about the fire searing you, leaving burns on your skin. I can lead you out of these flames, Castus Mugero, show you a path, rid you of pain, and give you a weapon so that you may defeat your enemies. Decide. Your mouth begins to salivate. Each word Theodora speaks is like music to your ears. The entity that now dwells in the deepest recesses of your mind is pleading, begging, demanding that you give her an immediate answer, and that answer can be nothing other than acceptance. Well, that right there is a carking bit of worry. We won't accept shit. Do not listen to this abomination, Castus Mugero. If there is naught but his light in your heart, if you are resolute in your faith, then step into the flames. The Emperor protects. His faithful will not be deterred by either darkness or deceitful promises, nor will the fire burn those who carry the torch of faith in their soul. To the void with you. We need to follow Lady Theodora before we suffocate in this furnace. The people. Abelard looks back at the coughing and confused people around you. Castus Mugero. The survivors from the middle decks, we must help the crew. Lead them out. Find a way around. Over the roaring flames, you hear distant sounds, frightened voices, screams, muffled and distorted, as if there were a body of water between you and them. Then we'll miss our chance to escape with Dira breaks off and starts coughing violently. Her knees buckle, and she looks as if she's about to fall. Castus Mugero, what are you waiting for? Dogmatic, walk through the fire. The Emperor will guide the righteous on their path. Heretical, take my pain away and give me power. Iconoclast, get the people off the bridge. I will not leave my people in harm's way. Which one will you choose, Castus? I've always been a good man of the Imperium, but I've always been loyal to my people. But the Emperor will protect, will he not? Will you leave others to die? We have a goal. We need to get this ship going. As much as it pains me, we need to trust in the lot of the Emperor. Those who die, die. It's his will, at least for now. Beyond that, we have a goal. This ship needs to be saved. We can't be trapped in the warp. Let's go. Thousands of needles pierce your consciousness, but are powerless to stop you. You take a step forward, and the illusion breaks. A wave of excruciating pain crashes over you, and Theodora's voice fades into a firestorm. You hear the voices of your companions calling from behind, and the screams of the weak, dying in the inescapable blaze. Gods, that was... You knew what was going to happen, didn't you? It's still hard to deal with. I could have saved them. You could have, but you have things to do. A ship to save. More lives relying on you than just a handful. Wouldn't you agree? Alright, read on. The blinding inferno, the harrowing pyre, the all-consuming storm releases you as you step out, barely able to stay on your feet. The blood is pounding in your ears, drowning out the world around you. Your eyes caked in soot and burnt eyelashes refuse to open. Free from the flames, you take 2 more steps before collapsing on your knees. The rush of blood in your temples and the horrible pain all over your scorched body cloud your mind before suddenly retreating, as if driven away by some mighty will. A new strength spreads throughout your veins, and despite the wounds, your body is once more ready for trials and struggle. You open your eyes and see a glow with warm light before you, the Aquila, the sacred symbol of the Imperium. In the next moment, you are struck with another realization. The repulsive presence, the one that has plagued your mind since Vogtavir wounded you, is gone. The fire seems to have burned the entity away without a trace.
Master, can you hear me? Oh, you're alive. Which is more than I was expecting after what you just did.
A familiar voice cuts through the din and the pounding. Seneschal Abelard Wissarion is leaning over you, peering into your face with a look of worry. He notices your gaze and breathes a sigh of relief.
Praise the Emperor! We passed through the flames! Oh, how can this be anything but a portent? For so it is said, that the Emperor will bless the worthiest and most steadfast in their faith.
Argenta kneels next to you, and for the first time, you see her eyes radiate pure, unclouded joy. Behind Argenta, you see Idira Tlas, doubled over in a fit of nausea. The rest of the people who were following you have withered away in the fire that continues to rage, mere 2 steps away from you. The Emperor protects.
Indeed he does. Oh, if I hadn't seen it myself, I never would have believed.
Your tone renders Abelard motionless. Then he quickly makes the holy sign of the Aquila himself.
What happened to Lady Theodora? Did she follow us?
Idira wipes her mouth and rasps.
There was no Theodora, witch. There was an illusion, a temptation, a foul taint that tried to lead us astray. But he perceived its true nature.
Argenta, staring straight ahead, then crosses her arms over her chest with reverence.
Is that right, Adepta Sanctimonious? What, we'll just pretend like we didn't see the Lord Captain standing there in the fire? Abelard, you tell her!
Whatever it was, it matters no longer. Your conduct is bordering on madness, your holiness. A path opened behind you, where one moment there was fire, the next only smoldering embers remain. But what am I saying? My eyes must have deceived me. Too much smoke for my lungs. Truly, would you have received wounds like these if there had been no fire?
The wounds are merely a sign of a trial laudably passed. It is something to be proud of, the same as decorations or badges of honor.
Argenta herself sounds proud, even fervored. Rise and stand tall, no element holds power over the righteous. Dismiss the help and stand on your own, I'll feel fine. Allow Abelard to help you up, admittedly I'll feel better. No, we rise and stand tall. We do not give in to weakness, and we do not show weakness to those who rely on our leadership. We rise and stand tall, sir. Even if you were anticipating another wave of pain, it does not come. Your muscles feel strong, and your limbs obey you without fail. And yet, deep inside, somewhere next to your heart and stomach, you feel a certain tension, akin to that of a taut string. You're at your limit, be it adrenaline or the strength of your faith. It will not carry you much further. Ethelthred von Valencia stares at you without trying to hide his astonishment and trepidation. Castus Mugaro, do my eyes deceive me? I could swear that I just witnessed you step out a pillar of fire, with the rest following in your wake. I hurried here to join forces with you and the others. It's time to push the heretics back. I loathe being late for an engagement. Probably if we were playing a different character, yes. It was the only way we're here in response to your vox call. I hurried back. It's time to push the heretics back. Indeed it is, Castus Mugaro. Ethelthred makes the sign of the Aquila and gives you another look, this time of concern. Your wounds. Raw, warp, 50. Take a look. Ethelthred does not seem to have changed since you first met, but only at first glance. His face has taken a strange hue, the skin at his temples appears scaled, and his voice now is an uncanny, screeching quality. These are not traces of fatigue and stress. The Psyker's body has begun to mutate, a consequence of contact with the warp. You're not in the best shape yourself, Ethelthred. The Psyker grins back at you. Notice the signs of my blessing, have you? Castus Mugaro? Yes. The warp is taking its toll, but I'm still sane and able to hold my weapon. I'll fight for the Von Valancius bloodline to the end, and if the price is eternal curse of mutation, so be it. My faith will keep me upright with a weapon in my hand. That is all that matters. Ethelthred holds up his hand in a placating gesture. Pray forgive my insistence. I shall not be the one to doubt the faith of he who has passed a trial by fire. I've gathered everyone who answered the Vox call and was able to hold a weapon. Yet I do not see the Lord Captain or her arch-militant in our midst. We're still receiving messages in her voice, but she is not responding to direct requests. I last saw Lady Theodora on the observation platform. When did you and she part ways? It was at the elevator, Master Ethelthred. The Lord Captain, accompanied by the arch-militant, headed to her chambers to retrieve an item of particular import. After that, all we heard from her were Vox broadcasts. This is troubling, and the timing is inopportune. I'm still receiving fragmentary reports from the bridge. Conrad Vogtavir was spotted there. And even what scant intelligence on his activities I have reminds me of the descriptions of sorcerous rituals. If that traitor has resorted to witchcraft, we must stop him at once. I shall go to Theodora's chambers to find her, ready for the assault on the bridge. Let's go find the Lord Captain. A reasonable approach. Take your escort with you. You may be waylaid. Once you have found the Lord Captain, you must beg her to go to the bridge and lead the counterattack. The rogue trader's appearance is sure to fill the defenders' hearts with hope, however frightened or exhausted they may be. Until next we meet, Castus Magro, may the Emperor bless your deeds. I shall see you in the field of battle. Ethelthred salutes you with his weapon and turns to his retinue. Maybe he's not such a bad lad. Oh no! Oh, carking hells. They're both dead in the can we pick up his melter? Because if we can pick his melter up, we will have less issues. Oh, we can pick something up off of him. Let's go. Helmet of the Devoted Protector. Requires a dogmatic follower. This helmet grants its wearer immunity to enemy critical hits for the first 3 rounds of combat. I like that. We will definitely take that. Theodora von Valancius' body is sprawled on the large, blood-drenched desk. The Archmilitant's corpse, still clutching a weapon, is slumped against one of the bulkheads.
Emperor, accept thy faithful souls.
The Sister of Battle surveys the scene, her gaze lingering on the Archmilitant's body.
No! Lord Captain, I didn't hear a thing. Not a whisper, not a breath. It was so loud. Why didn't I foresee this?
Idira's heart-rending scream shakes the walls. She collapses to her knees, her body shuddering as she weeps.
Lord Captain, who would even dare? Unless that rat, Voidsphere.
Abelard, stunned, takes a few steps forward and leans heavily on the edge of the desk, his eyes locked on Theodora's body. I doubt it. Voidsphere wished humiliation and suffering upon Theodora, not a swift death.
It could have happened in the heat of battle. Not to mention that Mort was here, and he would have protected Lady Theodora to the last. How could Mort have failed her so terribly? The Archmilitant was born on a death world. He had lightning-fast reflexes.
I can look at things in my own way. If you find something that might bear the imprint of the killer, just give it to me, and I'll try to see what secrets it holds.
Idira sobs and gets up. She glances around, looking lost. We'll examine Theodora's body. You lean closer to the body. The cause of death is apparent. What ended the rogue trader's life was an auto pistol shot, an extraordinarily accurate one at that. Theodora's face bears an expression of surprise, the last emotion she experienced in life. Something on the floor catches your eye. A heap of blood-spattered parchments and scrolls that must have fallen off the desk. As you lean down and take a closer look, you notice something else. Small shards of glass scattered on the floor. Idira, would you try touching Theodora? You might be able to see the killer through her eyes.
It doesn't work like that. I can try to read the memories of objects, but dead bodies are a different story. Something like that would require her soul. And after what we saw on the officer's deck, I won't risk searching for it in a warp.
Fair enough. I won't call you a coward. All right. The shards, then. It's difficult to say what exactly was broken. The object fell on the floor, and that is as much as you can ascertain. Upon closer examination, the shards appear iridescent, rather than completely transparent, as if they'd been submerged in promethium. Theodora, what do these shards tell you?
I see streaks of color, luminescence, blue lights, faces drawing closer. Lady Theodora and Conrad and what is that? Ah! Something dark, enormous. Oh, this glass thing was something foul, that's for sure.
Theodora scoops a handful of shards and clenches them in her fist with such strength that blood starts dripping on the floor. She shakes her hand, looking frightened.
Tainted witchcraft.
You cannot tell if Argenta's remark is directed at the glass shards or Theodora herself. Always to inspect the papers. Reports, accounts, dispatches. You go over the scrolls until you stumble upon a document that is starkly different from the rest. A handwritten letter, signed with the initials XC, and a seal with a symbol that is vaguely familiar to you, and sends a shiver down your spine. The author of this letter, addressed to Theodora von Valencias, signed it with the seal of one of the holy ordos of the Emperor's Inquisition, the secret police of the Imperium that relentlessly hunts heretics, Xenos, and other enemies of humanity. We'll examine the Archmilitant's body. It feels like no matter what I do, I can't get away from the Inquisition. An auto pistol shot went straight through Mort's forehead, spraying the floor and the furniture around with blood, brain matter, and shards of his skull. The safety on the Archmilitant's weapon is off. The killer must have been a split second quicker than he. We'd best be on our way.
Yes, the crucible of battle calls to me once more. No, wait! We must see if we can find anything.
Theodora, you can't bring her back. Let her go.
You'd give up so easily, old man? I expected as much from the sister. It's not like she has a heart. But you? Oh no. I'll get to the bottom of this. I'll find the one responsible for murdering the Lord Captain. And when I do, that scum will regret the day they were born.
Oh, what have we got here?
Demise is already calculated.
Alright, you seek to fight
ready
us.
to die?
No, wait, Abelard, you're there, my friend. I'll go here, Argenta. Let's put you there, love. Madeira, put you in cover. Light medium armors. We all know about that. Oh, the whole team gets to go first. I like that. I like that indeed. Alright, Abelard. Move up there, my lad. Let's do some damage.
At your beck and call. I took care of this one.
Do we not do any damage? Interesting. I don't think I did the right angle.
Victory is imminent, viewer target.
There we go. 2 down. Brace for impact, Abelard. Will I be able to fire both? Oh no. Let's see. We will give voice of command to Argenta. Sister, get it done. Let's send some lightning out. I don't think the pistols are working quite right.
On it.
Not at this range.
Your end was inevitable.
That was good work. Took one out. Sister,
The enemy
If you'll
of
get
the
into
Emperor
position,
will be
please.
undone.
And we'll fire off a volley. Take him out. Yes! Well done, sister. Well done. We'll move you here.
God Emperor, move through me. Be the fire in my heart.
And we'll take out... Cutthroat. Take out this guy. Boom! That's another corpse on the floor. Result exploits from the target decreasing the dodge. Alright. We will do an analyze enemy. We will do... Let's do... I want to save that. Truthfully, I wish to save it. Let's take him down with a screech. Well done, Adira. Alright. And we will actually improve Abelard even more. So, this will give him dodge increase. Our momentum's high. We're at 9 warp. Oh, you're going after the sister. Joe! Ho 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 ho! You right bastard. Charge in. Abelard, good job. Grind him and bring him down. Nicely done. Alright, we'll move into position. Very exposed. And let's swap over to pistols. Let's do some damage that will last. Yes? Yes.
I'll see to it personally.
That will be dot damage for how many turns? They must pass the test. Perfect. Argenta, this range, my love. We can't actually do anything.
I'll do it.
Alright. That was not inspiring. Alright, Adira, move up. I'm gonna have Adira keep screaming in this bastard's face.
Anything else?
At least then we know we're bringing his health down. He's got strong armor. Yes! Abelard, look at you go! Well done, lad. Grace of the Oblivious. Where our gains 5 toughness if their intelligence is less than 35. Impressive, nonetheless. Collect all. That is shit to sell. Alright. Let's get our level in. Finest hour. Grants an ally an extra turn with full AP and MP. During the extra turn, there is no attack limit. Ooh, I like that. Okay, we get a talent. If I have no psi rating, then we will melt armor, and that will be the right way to go. We'll start doing everyone else's. I'll keep how I build everyone else's secret.
The first sacrifice opens the eye.
Oh, wow. He's going crazy.
Second sacrifice draws its gaze.
Oh, you're a right bastard. Oh. Edelard. Edelthred. I forgot what his name was. Edelthred looks somewhat harrowed, but is still in one piece. He glances at you, then over your shoulder, clearly alarmed. Castus Muggerow, you're here. But where's the Lord Captain? Theodora von Valancius is dead. I found her and the Archmilitant in her study. Edelthred's eyes widen. God, Emperor, preserve us. Rogue Trader is dead. The ship has lost her Lord Captain, and the house its head. Edelthred shudders and grabs his shoulder as you watch the sleeve of his jacket burst open and 2 bone growths pierce through the fabric. No matter what ritual Conrad is performing there, the warp is too strong. I cannot withstand it. I feel my body changing with every second, the warp ringing in the air. This is the end. We will perish with the warp, along with the warrant and all the dynasty heirs. The enemy of humanity has triumphed. Theodora looks anxiously at Ethelthred, then glances back to you. I've seen it. I've seen it before. We'd better get away from him. The changes are already accelerating. I forbid you the very thought of yielding. Only by resigning your fate will you truly suffer defeat. Words worthy of a righteous soul. Save the lofty words for later, will you? The navigator's ready to take the ship out of the warp if he gets some help from the bridge. Ethelthred stares at you, his eyes harden with cold resolve once more. Then we have no right to back. We'll have to stop this bastard. You can see Conrad Vogtavir clearly in the gloom of the bridge. The broken blade he is holding is stained with dark drops that seem to have pearlescent glimmer to them. We're out of time. Ethelthred bites his knuckle, desperately thinking. You see a wave ripple across the whites of Ethelthred's eyes, and they begin to turn a sickly yellow. Draw your weapon, Voitavir, you duplicitous cur. What? Theodora is dead? Voitavir stares at you in seemingly genuine bewilderment. No! That cannot be. Not now, I still haven't. Ethelthred lowers his head, then he sighs and locks eyes with you, his gaze cold, hearty, and fanatical. The ritual will not be completed. I'll take care of it, and you, see to it that the void ship breaks free from the warp. Watch over our realm. And farewell. Ethelthred, don't do it!
Your ritual won't be finished, heretic!
He may run. We'll have to save his soul. Our chaos spawn! Alright, Ethelthred.
Your doom has been foretold.
I'll bleed you dry.
We will do you the honor. Putting you down. Let's begin. I have to test it. Hey? See if I can fire 2 shots? Or sacrifice the round. Can I?
Compromise my principles.
Oh, fine.
My gut tells me it's a bad idea.
We'll do it to Argenta. Bring it down, love. First and foremost, love,
As the Emperor
fire a volley. Could have been better.
power resides in the will of
Firearm mastery.
doubt is for the weak. I'll do it.
Take out a heretic then, if you're gonna miss every shot.
Faith without deed, strike is
Less enemies we have to deal with, the better. And we'll increase. All the way back. We can do that next. Once per combat. Alright. That's fine. You were heroic, my love. Now, Abelard,
It's as good as done.
get it done, lad. You've got this, old man. Argenta, I'm gonna put you on taking out
Rejoice in
these
battle.
slags. Blast him.
This is unacceptable.
What's this? Revel in slaughter.
As the Emperor commands,
Indeed.
I act. Doubt is for the
And we'll
weak.
do another move. And we will fire on
I'll do
you.
it.
There we go. Down to just 2 enemies left. Well done, sister. You're doing well, love. Old man, you're up. Charge in. Smash him and bash him. Ha ha ha! You will endure. Now, we'll save that. Hey, blood. Oh, he just ate the last one. Oh, and he interrupted. Clever girl. Clever girl. Daring breach. Now, we will do another single attack. Nice big 13.
I will do my
There we go.
indeed.
There we go. Hey, Bullard. Oh, we missed another one. He's back up to full health. I do not like you. I do not like you at all. Step out of the poison.
At your
Hit him
beck.
again. There we go. We'll brace for impact. You're gonna hit us again. Oh, parried it. Parried it. Hey, Bullard. Oh, my lad. You are bloody brilliant. Theodora, move up. I've got work for you to do, love. Analyze enemy.
Of course.
There's part 1. Part 2, forewarning. Part 3, how much warp are we in? We'll risk it.
Anything else?
Pull the biscuit. That will end that. I'll move up.
I am ready for whatever comes.
And second shot. Fire volley. Nicely done. Voice of command. Oberlin, unavailable, fine.
I'll make it.
Argenta. Do work, love. Do work. Move you there.
Bathe this battlefield in righteous fury.
That way you don't hit the boss.
Faith without fear.
Yeah, girl. Get it done. Get it done. Hey, blood. Waylay and melee, my friend.
Not the seneschal's job.
Oh, you can. Alright.
It will be
Endure. Will abuse it. Endure as much as I can. Okay, too close. Alright. Hit us, boy. Let's see what you've got. 2 parries, you've got nothing. You vile spawn of chaos. How much we've got? Analyze enemy.
Was that you?
Puts us 3. We will open you up for weakness. And scream at the bastard.
But of course.
Alright. I'm gonna light him up.
Not me.
And that will now start doing the warp burn. There we are, look at that. And he's got a fresh injury. Perfect. Can't do anything else. But did an ally an extra turn. Let's do... We're too far, eh? Let's move here then.
I'll
Hey,
see
blood,
to it
you're up.
personally.
I want you cracking it, lad. That is a good bit of damage.
I will do.
We'll get the endure out now. And I will end turn. Sister, fire away. Have you reload. Got it.
I refuse.
Alright. Hey, blood.
Victory is
Make that hit. There we go, lad. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. Rending scream. Okay, we're bleeding. Fight's almost over. Adira. Oh, do we risk it? No, we can't risk it. We can't risk it. Theodora, get up there. You're hitting this thing.
In the Imperial.
Theodora, nicely done. Meleeing the bastard. Blade shard. Screaming blade, look at that. A blade made from mysterious metal that shimmers with unnatural color. Gloves of endurance. Whenever the wearer of these gloves gets an injury or falls unconscious in combat, their allies gain 1 bonus damage. Ooh. Mantle of Heroism. Requires an iconoclast follower. Each heroic act used in battle increases the wearer's dodge by 20% until the end of combat. Edelthread, I'm sorry about your death, my friend. You did not deserve that. Let's take intelligence. It will put pretty much all of our skills up ridiculously high. So we'll commit to that. Here we go. That's a good start for level 5. I like it. As usual, I'm going to skip the allies. Ravo, Master Helmsman, systems report.
By the Emperor, it's the Seneschal.
Living and breathing. The white-haired man with sickly pale skin salutes you.
Well, there's a tricky question. The whole place is so overgrown with foul wickedry. We'll be scrubbing it off the vid screens for throne knows how long.
We need to re-establish contact with the Navigator's Sanctum. It is our only chance of escaping from the warp. Your words seem to knock the officers out of their stupor, and the air around you fills with voices and commands being issued. You hear someone sobbing, one of the survivors buckling under the stress. Abelard cuffs the crying officer without even looking. Restore the Vox channel to the Navigator's Sanctum. Ready the crew. Prepare for translation to real space. Abelard pauses for a few seconds before turning to you. Costas Mugaro, you may call me superstitious, but translation is not a good time to disregard rules. You are the only one who speaks for House von Valancius. You may not be the Lord Captain, but you, more than anyone else, deserve to take her place in the ritual that is about to commence. He directs your attention upward to the throne that sits at the apex of the tall staircase. I'm ready to begin the ritual. I don't care about anything else. They survived. Good on them. Let's do this then, if that's the case. If you think I'm most worthy, fine. I'll take the helm. The image before you is hazy, swaying in sorcerous currents invisible to the mortal eye. As if whatever is beneath this thin shell is constantly changing, while still remaining the same. It has taken the guise of Theodora, but the false rogue trader's eyes reveal the entity's true surreal nature. One of Theodora's eyes is engulfed in otherworldly fire. The other, a vessel of ancient evil, bores into you. A voice seeps directly into your brain, without ever reaching your ears, and this voice booms with all the horrors of the warp.
Mortal, who are you to oppose the very flows of fate?
The vision lowers its head, its harrowing gaze boring into you for but a moment. Something changes in Theodora's expression. It almost looks like a shadow of fear.
It matters not. Your footfalls are an echo of the sand pouring between the scales. Your hopes and faith, my mockery.
You're to blame for Theodora's death. I've already resisted the temptations of the warp once. Whatever you are, you will not cloud my mind with a new illusion. Theodora hisses almost painfully as if wounded by your words.
Resisting the inevitable means only the realization of submission will bring greater torment. There is no power that can hinder the flows of fate.
Your head begins to spin. and vicious drops slither down your cheeks. You blink. You're no longer looking at Theodora. It is the traitor, Voitavir, just as fluid and ephemeral as the previous apparition. Same terrifying voice seethes from its lips. The aspirant vowed to return with a trophy, a relic that could serve the age of daybreak. That fate was assured in the steps chosen, and yet you broke the unbreakable when you took the aspirant's place. I see you on the day when the final dawn rises over the Iron World. I see you by my side on that day, the day of my resurrection. The image is scattered by invisible sorcerous winds, and you see Idira, her eyes aglow with the same sinister flame. Your image is woven into the tapestry of things to come. I am the wheel of the weaver of destinies, and today I will weave a new thread of elusive possibilities and fickle chances. The thread that will lead you out of the maw of irreversibility. The thread that will help you find the keys to salvation. The thread that will guide you and the weapon of our return to me. A cavalcade of hazy glimpses of a future yet unknown passes before your eyes. A flash of crimson purple. The images replace one another in a violent kaleidoscope, without ever letting you get a proper look at them. Through the rippling mirage, you see a twisted image of Abelard, the loyal seneschal of the dynasty. The path is set, child of the dawn. The thread is woven. Follow it. Serve. Ravor turns around and looks up at you. He hesitates for a few moments, then addresses Abelard, who's standing next to you. Seneschal! The navigator's sanctum is silent. The Vox signal is stable, which means... Abelard nods absent-mindedly. The navigator gave his life battling the storm that nearly claimed the Von Valencia's flagship. We will honor his memory, along with that of all who died this day. Ravor does not look away. He's giving you a hard stare. His white brow furrows. Seneschal, you tell us now? Who is that? Where's the Lord Captain?
As First Officer, it is my duty to inform you with the greatest regret and indelible sorrow that Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius is dead. May her memory never fade from the annals of the dynasty.
It takes time for Abelard to respond. You watch as he grits his teeth, unable to bring himself to say anything. Finally, he adjusts his blood-stained coat, straightens, and begins to speak.
By right of blood succession, and with the absence of other kin who could challenge this decision.
After waiting out the first wave of shocked cries, Abelard glances at you and continues. Say nothing, let him speak.
It is hereby declared that the successor to Theodora von Valancius is her heir, the rightful inheritor of the warrant of trade, and the title of Rogue Trader. The official Ascension ceremony will be held at a later time. In the interim, have you lost your tongues? Hail your lord. It is because of his toils that we all still live.
Abelard stops short and glares fiercely at the confused officers.
The deed is done, Master. My apologies. I meant to say Lord Captain.
Don't worry about it. Abelard, you're a good man. I would have been pleased to serve under you, if I was a Navy man.
The treachery of the Master of Whispers was fruitless, but victory came at a great cost. Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius perished along with her heir, Edelthrad, and thousands of crew members. second in line to the rogue trader dynasty survived. To hang the ancestral banners once again and exact vengeance on the enemies of House von Valancius and humanity.
Deep shadows of weariness can be seen on Abelard's face. Though the old officer's eyes are keen, they rake over you from head to toe. He frowns, mutters something, then nods to himself. Well then, your lordship. You had us worried for a few hours there. Abelard offers a thin smile. But after witnessing you fearlessly rush into the fray on deck, the only thing that surprises me is how long you stayed on your feet. Your strength only left you once the fighting was all over. Such fortitude is most admirable in a Lord Captain. You must now hold your first officer's briefing in your new role as Lord Captain. For many of those who are about to join us on the bridge, there will also be their first briefing. We sustained massive losses among the senior and middle-ranking officers. Some posts have had to be filled by deputies, while others go unfilled entirely. And now the deck clans are deciding who will take over the leaderless crews. Have you succeeded in tracking down Voitavir? Abelard grits his teeth. No, Lord Captain. In all the commotion, his trail went cold. Our people are still in the hunt for him, and any mutineers who may still be skulking in the ship's many corridors. But frankly, I don't be surprised to hear that we are now one shuttle short. I am afraid that it will be some time before he answers for all he has wrought. How do we come to lose so many officers? It appears the heretics were deliberately targeting the vessel's command. They knew exactly whom they were looking for and where they could be found, which is unsurprising given that their informant on board was our own Master of Whispers. Abelard grimaces. What's on the agenda for this meeting? Reports on the condition of the ship and crew. The Lord Captain is not usually drawn away from her important affairs to attend such routine briefings, but this is a unique situation. I'm still receiving updates from across the ship, and they are not encouraging. Getting this bird to fly could take a gargantuan effort, even so far as you personally negotiating with the authorities of the system we are currently in. So prepare to hear a bevy of complaints and excuses, your lordship. Take this opportunity to get a good look at the officers who work 6 decks away from the bridge, and they in turn will have the honor of beholding the visage of their Lord Captain. All right. Start the briefing, bring him in. With a gesture, Abelard relays the order to the adjuncts at the far end of the magnificent chamber. A dozen pairs of eyes bore into you, the expressions revealing restraint, joy, curiosity, and weariness. Attention, officers! You have been granted an honor. Lord Captain Castus Mugaro von Valancius will personally conduct today's briefing. Our most gracious Lord Captain is ready to hear your reports. Perhaps you would introduce those present, Abelard. As you wish, your lordship. Abelard points to a tall, slender woman, whose body seems to contain as many implants as it does flesh. Vigdis Suriota, of the Ptolemaic line, our new Voxmaster.
It is an honor to serve your lordship. The Voxmaster offers a deep bow. Aboard this vessel you have at your command thousands of crew members and hundreds of officers and section chiefs. I am responsible for receiving, processing, and sending all communications between you and them, as well as external sources. I am your eyes and mouth, Lord Captain. Beside her is Ravo, the Master Helmsman. He steers our ship along the course set by the Lord Captain and monitors the void around us to ensure that we do not stray into an asteroid field or a pirate trap. The bearded man with pale, almost transparent skin, large dark circles under his eyes, and a dour expression that seems hardwired into his face, gives a sullen nod. Hail, Lord Captain. This ship's as good as a home to me, so rest assured she's in safe hands. I'll die before I let her come to any grief. And lastly, our High Factorum Generis Danrock, who oversees supplies, procurement, and the general material of well-being of the ship. Dressed in an embroidered jacket, the heavy-set man with oiled hair offers an obsequious smile and bows.
It is an honor, your lordship. You may trust me with all matters concerning your comfort. Everything will be done to the highest standard. In the second row, we have 3 officers charged with overseeing the ship's vital functions. The Master of Ordnance is responsible for artillery on board. The Infernus Master, whose crew work to prevent and extinguish fires on the ship. The Infernus Master, whose crew work to prevent and extinguish fires on the ship. And lastly, the Drives Master, servant of the Omnisire. What I'll be. It's good to see you, Techie. The 3 officers salute you. The Infernus Master does so with confidence, while the Master of Ordnance portrays nervousness. The Drive Master offers a salute resembling a dance involving complicated manipulation of all the Tech Priest's mechadendrites. Thank you, Abelard. Greetings to you all. I serve at your pleasure, Lord Captain. I wish to hear the Infernus Master's report. We best not be fired up.
Yes, Lord Captain.
The tall young man bows his head in deference.
I can report that all fires across all decks have now been extinguished. Preliminary damage assessment in terms of material losses and crew casualties have been completed. Results have been submitted to the Seneschal and the High Factorum.
The post passed to him after the previous Infernus Master and his next 3 deputies expired in the line of duty. Abelard remarks, in a low voice pitched for your ears only. The lad is managing well so far. He can take the heat, so to speak. High Factorum. What have you to report? We are toiling day and night to compile a full account of the losses. The task will require next to no involvement from your lordship. I will personally ensure that all damaged components are given into the Tech Priest's hands for attention, and that all lost supplies are replaced. There is only one resource I cannot replenish single-handedly, and that is people. We have lost more than 2,000 crew members, and unfortunately this number is not confined to the scum from the lower decks, which are easily replaced, but also includes trained professionals. We will be able to make up our losses on the nearest planet, Rykard Minoris. However, the whole system in fact, belongs to Winterscale Rogue Trader Dynasty. We cannot simply begin recruiting on the planet without first coming to an understanding with the Governor. In that respect, I am powerless. Negotiations at this level are a matter for the Rogue Trader. Especially true given the Caligos Winterscale's penchant for attacking first and asking questions later, and the kind of thick-skulled thugs he usually installs as governors on his planets, rumbles Abelard, frowning. Drive Master. I'll hear from you now. A voice distorted by a Vox retranslator emerges from under the Tech Priest's scarlet hood. Lord Captain, the forces that set upon this noble void ship destroyed the repositories of hundreds of machine spirits. The great warp engine entrusted into my charge is unharmed, thank the Omnisire. But its spirit mourns its dead brethren. We have not yet identified a prayer protocol capable of assuaging its sorrow and anger. With great sorrow, I must also report that the Engineer Prime, Overseer, and spiritual authority of all Tech Priests on board fell in battle. The Magos was betrayed by the little flesh that remained part of him. A most terrible loss. There is no one among my comrades aboard whose experience and comprehension of the sacred protocols equals that of the fallen Magos. We require a replacement, and as soon as possible. I see. Thank you. I don't want to keep talking to him. He confuses me. That he does. The Tech Priest bows her head. Master Helmsman, deliver your studies report. Right you are, Lord Captain. To cut a long story short, the outlook is bleak. Ship's sound more or less, but without our Engineer Prime and Navigator who fell in battle, we have no way out of the system. If we try to set so much as a toe inside the warp, I don't know what'll happen first. Our warp drive being torn to pieces, or all of us melting into the bulkheads.
Your lordship, if you would allow me to interject. When we arrived in this system, my crew followed standard protocols and conducted a count of all available communication channels in the region. One of them was a Navis Nobiliet station. The station maintains complete vox silence, but even its presence here inspires hope. To have located a navigator in the very same system is an incredible stroke of luck, a true blessing from the God Emperor.
If I were you, I'd grab this chance with both hands, or else you'll soon be eyeing up asteroids to use as your new residence. In slightly less shitty news, we can go round and round this system till our heads are swimming as long as the promethium and supplies last. And if any thick-ass grok shit lowlives come sniffing around, we'll be able to take them out. So don't you worry on that score. Master of Ordnance, have you anything to report? The Master of Ordnance gives you a gloomy look. No, my job's simple. Maintain the arsenal and fire where I'm told. But just ask anyone. We got no able crew. No Lord Captain. Master of Ordnance, you forget yourself. The Master of Ordnance chokes back words he was obviously about to blurt out without thinking. He casts another look at you before lowering his gaze. I apologize profusely, Lord Captain. Pardon the fool. His ship is in ruins. Every other officer is dead, and the Lord Captain is no longer with us. Fear has taken hold of me. He looks up at you. But I've heard of you, oh yes. Your fame has reached even as far as the expanse. I can't be showing myself up in front of an illustrious person such as yourself. He adjusts his uniform and stands ramrod straight. Master of Ordnance can report that the rest of the arsenal has been saved, and the battery is in good order. We're ready to fight, if that is the Lord Captain's will. To summarize, we have sustained serious losses in crew members, and we require a new Agency of Prime. A navigator. Is this all that's preventing us from continuing the voyage? Precisely, Lord Captain. But bear in mind that Precisely, Lord Captain. But bear in mind that this will not be the end of our trials. The ship's systems must be properly inspected for major damage, which can only be carried out at Footfall Station, home to the only dockyard in the sector. But we will never reach Footfall without first solving these three immediate problems. What can you tell me about the system in which we currently find ourselves? I cede to the Voxmaster on this point, Mistress Ptolemaine. We are in the Rykard star system, and our voyage here was undertaken on the orders of your lordship's predecessor. There are 3 inhabited bodies in this system, and our attempts to send Vox message have produced confounding results. The Navis Nobiliet station has simply failed to answer. It seems to be maintaining total Vox silence. However, we did receive a distress signal from the prison planetoid in the system, and Rykard Minoris itself is also not responding to our hails. But what is most alarming is that our augurs have intercepted signals from the surface that seem to indicate ongoing hostilities on the planet. The situation is not very encouraging, but without a navigator, a tech priest, and new crew members, we won't be able to travel anywhere. Therefore, we must go to the planet and the Navis Nobiliet station to find out what in the void is going on. Thank you for your reports. Dismissed. The assembled officers salute you as one. Your lordship, there is one other thing. Confidential matter of the most importance. Lady Theodora. Abelard hesitates. Your eternally esteemed predecessor has brought the ship here to this system for a reason. She was given a secret commission. Perhaps you're wondering, who has the authority to commission a rogue trader to do anything? I shall tell you. The Lord Inquisitor, hand of the Emperor, and the chief architect of his will in the Kronos expanse. I came across your strange handwritten letter in Theodora's desk. It is signed XC. You're referring to the contents of the note, I presumed. Yes, quite right. XC, Xavier Calcazar. Lady Theodora was to seek out the Lord Inquisitor's right-hand man, one Henrix van Calloy. An interrogator, you understand? All I know is that he is somewhere in this system, and we must find him and offer him whatever assistance he requires, and deliver him to Footfall in the Furibundus system. Finding him without any more information to go on will be difficult indeed, but the Inquisitor is an important individual,
The authorities in the system, either the Navis Nobliette or the governor of Rykard Minoris, may know something. That is all, your lordship. You have a great deal of work ahead of you, but it is a mere taste of the daily burden of a rogue trader. Soon you must take up the reins of the von Valancius Protectorate.
Abelard gives you another scrutinizing look, as if trying to gauge how long you will hold out under this mountain of problems.
His face softens slightly, and it seems he is about to offer some words of encouragement.
Adira, Sister Argenta, explain yourselves. The Sister of Battle grimly nods towards Adira.
The Psyker is suffering some ailment or dark madness. She insisted on seeing the rogue trader. I judged that it would be unwise to leave her unsupervised.
For a brief moment, Sister Argenta's voice sounds hesitant.
I was also hoping to approach you in personal request, but it can wait. Speak with me when you have time, rogue trader.
Adira's glazed eyes rove over those assembled. One word bursts from her lips. Daybreak. Adira, come to your senses.
Damn it. Adira presses her fingers to her temples in desperation. Your lordship, here's the thing. I was trying to see immediate future, and it hit me so hard my head is still spinning. Something very strange is heading our way, and I can't make out what it is, no matter how hard I try. A single word is all I can make out. Daybreak, or maybe it's dawn. And it's ringing and ringing like an echo, and like a bell. But if it's daybreak, then why is it so dark?
We cannot extract any information of value from a single word. Can you tell us anything else, Mistress Tlas?
No, not yet. The voices are going berserk, all shouting at once. I can't make any sense of it. As soon as I know or sense anything, I'll report it, all right? Lord Captain, if you want me to take a closer look into your future, find me on the bridge. We can talk. Lady Theodora was well served by my whispers on many occasions. I'm sure you would benefit from them as well.
Psyker's bitten lips stretched a weary smile. If there is nothing else to report, declare this briefing concluded. It's time to get to work. Whew. With that, my friends, I think it is time to call episode 1 an end. This has been a lot of voice acting for me and a lot to edit down, but I have enjoyed every minute of it. I hope you're enjoying it too. If you want me to continue doing the voices for every character, let me know. Otherwise, if not, I will do a standard narration for every character's voice. No elevations or whatever except for my own. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're interested in the story, as am I. I am intrigued to keep leveling up, to keep going, and to keep seeing what the game has to offer. As it stands right now, Oh, nope, go back. Go back. Oh, I wanted to take that screenshot. As it stands, we are the head of House Valancius. And we are now a rogue trader. And it is a pleasure to be such a rogue trader. Once they fix this bug, I'll be happy. But other than that, let's get into this. See you in the next episode. Shout out to the patrons. Thank you so much for supporting the channel on Patreon. You too can become a Patreon supporter by heading down in the description below. You can also support by becoming a channel member, or you can support for free by hitting like, subscribe, hitting the bell notification, and commenting. Letting me know your thoughts about Rogue Trader. Letting me know your thoughts about the episode, and if you liked all that went into it today. I look forward to hearing from you, and I look forward to seeing you in the very next episode. Peace.